Okay, so Alistair, I hear this new Clearway thing. You know, I've Googled other lawyers, and
Right.
you guys are popping up like before their even web page are popping up.
Yeah.
So, and you know, I don't really get it. I don't really understand what it's all about. I put a lot of money and time and effort on my web page, and you know, someone Googles one of people that work here, and your web pops up. First of all, you know, I don't understand how you can do that legally. I don't think you can do that legally. I think it's wrong. And second of all, it's like, you know, how is this? You know, I read your webpage. You're gonna make things better. You know, it's not making it better for me.
Right.
So, you know, what's this all about?
So, first of all, on the legal side, a lot of companies index, and Google indexes.
I understand what that means.
So they go out on the internet and they pull information from a whole bunch of different sources. So what
So
Google
search?
Yeah, Google search.
Okay.
So if you type in some kind of term, let's just say criminal lawyer,
Yep.
Vancouver, they're trying to bring back the result that's most relevant for criminal lawyers in Vancouver. They don't want to show you something about restaurants in Toronto,
Oh, okay.
because that's not helpful at all.
Yeah.
So they're looking at a whole bunch of different factors. But one of the reasons why Clearway pops up in the top position is because we put a whole bunch of effort into creating value on our website. And value means reviews for lawyers, it means profiles for lawyers, it means lots of articles.
What kind of articles?
We write on over 700 different articles. We've covered serious topics like the Family Law Act, you know, notice of civil claims, all the way to the Johnny Depp trial, things like Kanye West's divorce. So we try and keep it lighthearted to bring people into the website, and then we try and educate them with actually telling them what the law says and trying to leave them with a better understanding. And then at the end of the day, we try and matchmake with them and connecting them to a lawyer.
How do you do that?
It's through an algorithm that we've built, and it looks at a whole bunch of different factors. So we look at the city that they're looking for. So is it Vancouver? Are they looking for a criminal lawyer or a lawyer for litigation? Price range. So are they looking for the cheapest lawyer or the best lawyer?
How do you get that information?
The price range is complicated. We try and get as much as we can from the internet, but one reason that some lawyers are upset when they contact us is because their profile is not complete, or there's some incorrect information.
On Clearway.
On Clearway.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And when we index, which means we go out all over the internet and we try and find as much information about this lawyer as possible and bring it in, we might have 80% completeness. And it is our goal to hand over control to the lawyer. We don't want to manage
Control of what? The profile?
the profile and all the information on it, because we don't want to handle the information for 130,000 lawyers in Canada, which is how many there are. That's way too much work. So we put up as much as we can, and then we want the lawyer to claim their profile for free, fill out all the information to make sure it's correct, and then they can either choose to work with us on an ongoing basis, to matchmake with clients, or just do nothing. And
So how do they claim their profile?
so they can go on and click the claim profile button, and it takes them through a process.
So I could do that.
Yeah, and we have to verify you because we want to make sure
How
that
do you
one of
do
your well, if you contact us through your law firm email, it's easier for us.
Right.
And if not, we're going to have to, try and identify you some other way, with ID. The reason for that is we want to make sure that your competitor or some past client isn't pretending to be you.
Oh, yeah.
And then posting, some picture
That
of
could
some
be
person in
serious.
lingerie or some weird thing, right?
Yeah.
And it sounds funny, but it's, people are always trying to
Yeah,
do
no,
weird
I've
stuff.
heard some stories about things like that. I've seen some claims like that too.
Yeah, so we manually check every review that comes in for the lawyers. We're checking that the lawyer is actually the lawyer. And we encourage, at the bare minimum, we make zero money from it, but just for the lawyer to claim their profile, make sure it's complete. And we also recommend that lawyers respond to the reviews that they get from the public. And the reason why we're trying to make things better, or the way that we're trying to make things better, is to separate the good lawyers from the bad lawyers. And we don't believe all lawyers are created equal. We absolutely do not. And I think most lawyers, if they're being honest, they know that there's good lawyers and there's bad lawyers. And we want the good lawyers to get a ton of work, and we want the bad lawyers to either change and become good lawyers or to get out of the industry. So I understand that it's uncomfortable for a lot of lawyers, especially when they get bad reviews or when they first see their profile and they're concerned. It's kind of what has to happen in our view to move things in the right direction.
Are you finding that the bad reviews are legit?
we make sure that the bad reviews seem legit. So if they're just writing something very short or just obviously defamatory, like they're a rapist or something like that, which we see all the time, that's just meant to cause harm. It's not helpful at all. But if they're saying that this lawyer took 6 weeks to get back to them on a file, or they showed up late for the trial, or they were unprepared for trial, those are things to us that seem to be legit. We don't adjudicate those reviews at this time. In the future, we plan to actually have a system where we can get involved and basically put it back to the client to show that there was, legitimacy to what they said. So we have deleted reviews as well.
What if the lawyer says that's not true? What do you do?
I think they have to be a little bit more clear on why it's not true and what's going on. And there have been cases where we've deleted things, mainly for safety reasons. We've deleted profiles where the lawyer works at from home and their address is on there. But while they're very concerned because Clearway's put their address online, we didn't put their address online.
Yeah,
we found it online, and they might not have known that this information about them, their pictures, their home address, all this other stuff is online, but it's impossible that we would have this information.
I understand. You don't have investigators going out.
No, we're not. We're not going through their house.
So you're doing actually more with your reviews that you get through Clearway than Google's doing with theirs.
Google reviews are only for the firm.
No, but the Google reviews, I've seen this in my practice. There's almost no way to get those off or get those fixed. You're giving options.
Right.
More than Google does to fix those, make sure they're accurate.
Right. Well, I'm sure Google gets millions of reviews every single day across the entire world for every single industry. But because I guess we're a little bit more niche in the law industry, and we're really focused on providing helpful feedback for the public, it's not helpful if people are just leaving positive reviews for themselves, or if they're just trying to bash their competitors on Clearway. That doesn't help the public.
So are you finding lawyers are coming around?
Most lawyers actually, I would say 30% of lawyers love Clearway. I would say maybe 60% just want to do like the bare minimum. So like they're going to want to claim their profile and maybe do a few minor things like respond to reviews, but they're not jumping on board to be with Clearway, and then 10% of lawyers are against it. Obviously, we try and move the people that are in the middle to loving Clearway, and we try and move the people that are upset through education to being neutral, not to loving us. But yeah, I think the most important thing is that we're not a lawyer bashing website, and I think that's the initial thought that a lot of people have, is that we're here, so like here's this lawyer's profile, have at them, like let's get
this
them.
is your chance to complain.
Yeah, and it's your chance to complain or leave a good review, and it's the chance for the lawyer to improve and to ultimately make more money, right? Like, let's be honest, they want to make more money, they need happier clients, more referrals.
Yeah.
So it's in the lawyer's best interest. It might not be what they want to deal with, and it might not be that they want to deal with it right now.
Yeah, right. Well, if they did, they probably wouldn't have a problem in the first place, right?
Yeah, because...
So you guys are just bringing it to light.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, good. Thanks.